So what I'm going to do is to describe a little bit about just my journey and how I have made something of that transition from the job sector, effectively, highly stretched, work long hours for somebody else, to what might classify as the other sectors of business, self-employment or investment. So, this is the job. The minimum probably is 50 hours a week to survive it. 60 to 80 is competitive. This is the sort of thing I've been doing, and that's the way it feels. And anybody else in the job feel the same way? Right. This is showing you a residential house, the one I lived in, from which equity was released to start to make other purchases, and then it rolled on from there. So just the very first step back in 2011 was to have bought a flat as an investment, and the only thing that I found could be done with that was the two flat owners above, with the ones above, said, "Oh, it's very easy to let these places out. Just put it on Gumtree, and the first person that comes along will take it." And I worked out they were getting about 4% for their places, and just by doing about 20 viewings once a year, batch them all up and ask a higher price, we were able to get about 7%. Of course, this is a thing that's worth illustrating about property. Is it's like anything in life, one thing leads to another. You do one thing, like have a house, and you learn about what to do with the garden, or about the neighbours, or about an extension you could build, or whatever it might be. Where should you buy it? That's crucial. If you get an HMO in the wrong place, it isn't going to work. What type of property should you buy? If you don't get the right type of property, you won't be able to split it up in the right ways to get a decent ROI. How do you actually set it up to be ready to let? How do you find suitable tenants? How do you manage it all? Because it could quickly become chaos. And what backroom systems do you need to underpin or overarch all of that?
Raise your hand if you'd like to earn some more money from property. Yeah. Raise your hand if you'd like to pay less tax. My name is Ian Wallace, Property Investing Tax Strategies, author of Illegally Avoid Property Taxes, a #1 bestseller on Amazon. Details at $24.99. If you buy it tonight, I'll sell it to you for 20 quid for cash, and yes, that cash will be declared. Property in 2006. Who here was buying property in 2006? Yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it? Yeah, the market was doing that. You've got ninja mortgages, no income, no jobs. My cat, if I had one, could have made money out of buying property back in 2006. Yeah, but obviously the rules have changed. The rules continue to change. We need to be slightly more streetwise now about what we're doing. So, the $1 million question. Should I have a limited company? And the $1 million answer is, it depends. So let's move on to the repairs. I couldn't do that to you, could I? Right. Okay, so it depends on the type of property income. You know, I mean, when I first bought a house, all I thought you could let it out and that's it. But there's so many different ways now that you can earn income from property. Buying and flipping, buying and holding, deal packaging, lease options, rent to rent, HMOs, no end of ways. You know, even training companies, that sort of thing. So it may be that you want to set up a limited company as opposed to doing it in your own name. What are your other sources of income? Yeah. Your income up to 31,865 at the moment is taxed at 20%. Thereafter is taxed up to 40%. After that, a whopping 45%. Yeah, so it may be that you don't necessarily want to have the rental income you're going to be getting taxed at 40 or 45%. There's a much more forgiving expense regime if you have a limited company. The expenses just do not need to be wholly, exclusively, and necessarily for the purpose of your business, which opens up massive scope. If you buy houses at auction, you may be doing a lot of surveys. Yeah? Ask me not, I know not why, but if you buy those as an individual, that's a sunk cost and you've lost it. If you buy as a limited company, you can actually get that as a deduction. So if you're in the habit of flipping property, you probably want to be doing it through a limited company. As a general rule, if you're flipping properties, in other words, you're buying it with the intention of selling it on, you want to be doing it through a limited company. If you're buying it to hold, you in the main want to be doing it in your own names.